NAVi here on stage. Envy, maybe yes, but the CIS team here, they have fought very hard to get where they are.
Guardian just would not be denied. That was it. You saw it going into this tournament. He says, I've never trained this hard going into a tournament before. I'm hungry. I want it. He was not to be denied the final. They made Nip look like fools in the semis, and now they could potentially do the same thing to Envy, because Envy had to fight tooth and nail to get through their semifinal match versus G2. It was so close. They've spent a lot more energy than NAVi today, and so that's where it really gets difficult. Will Envy be able to keep up or hit a peak again, or do they just not have it in them and it's NAVi who are just going to take control right from the beginning of the match?
NAVi coming off of that high of beating Nip as convincingly as they did, and then a bit of a cool down before this match. Not too much, luckily. They actually managed to just, maybe get a little bit to eat and drink, and now they're back into it here. Envy, they've had a long cool down since their match. You got to wonder if that's going to, have they sort of reset themselves, or are they coming into this a little bit too cold? There are so many questions to be answered like that. It's going to be on train first, as you can tell. Envy starting on the CT side and NAVi on the terrorist side here. And apart from Guardian, we should also point out that Flamey went absolutely ham against Nip as well. Those between the two of them, they carried NAVi through right at the beginning.
Both of these teams have that one-two punch combination, Anders. You have Kenny and Apex, the two godlike players over on Envy, who I think are the linchpins. Kenny to back up Apex, his forward rifler, his entry fragger, the man who's going to be here to make the plays for Envy. And then you have, NBK, Kiyoshima, Happy. They're the backup to all of these guys, to these two. NAVi, they have Guardian and they have Flamey. The godlike Opera, just incredible performance from him today so far. Flamey as well, right up there with him with the rifle. And then, of course, you have Seized, you have Edward, you have Zeus backing those up. So both of these teams have two players who have just had outstanding performances.
And I'm very much looking forward to seeing to what extent Starix and the backlines there has been able to counter-strat Envy. How much is he going to be able to do mid-round calling against them here? That's going to be an interesting fact to look at as well. Right now, it looks like NAVi have picked up 4 armors, and Zeus, I'm assuming, is going to go for a little bit of utility. And on the Envy side, not quite decided yet here, as we are just about to get ready with it. Some really great signs. The crowd have been amazing at coming up with all these signs. So keep it up, guys. You're doing a very good job indeed. And I hope all you guys at home out there on Twitch are first and foremost spamming the chat away, but also inviting all your friends here to join us for the grand finals. First round is coming up, and they are already leaving the bomb behind NAVi, so kind of showing us that they're just looking for a way into this round.
Already a change in tendencies as well. Edward has not been made the raid boss. He doesn't have that Tech 9. It's just a Glock and Kevlar for him. It's Zeus going for the extra guns, and Guardian who's been given the P250. The P250. So even NAVi now they're saying, actually, we kind of just have to put it all on Guardian. Guardian, go do your work. We're going to give you the best possible situation. I mean, apart from Flamey dying early, Guardian is still capable to do massive damage here.
All right, and that was Kenny with a headshot down at Ivy, opening up the round, favoring Envy there. So that's definitely going to be important. That also slows things down a lot more for NAVi, who are already very slow on the terrorist side. I think we've been sort of reiterating throughout the whole tournament that is their style. It's the format they like to play. So 45 seconds. There's still plenty of time here for the terrorist side to make a move. They've got one smoke for sidewalk here, and they're going to put it up. You'll be able to see what's going on, and in response, he's going to move closer while shooting blindly and not connecting with anyone. They're going to make their way to the side. The Envy rotation is already coming in, and they're ready for it here. Bomb is probably going to go down, but can they actually hold the bomb site? NAVi, they don't have great positions. Kenny going to hit one more headshot there, taking down Zeus, and Happy charges through. Guardian's going to be gone. Seized dies as well. Happy ending up with a double, and Kenny with a triple. That's a fantastic start here for the Frenchman. Semler, nobody even died.
Yeah, this is a really surprising result, actually, considering how much Envy seem to struggle with their pistol rounds right now. It's all, they're the legendary team to come back with the second round when they go for the force buy with the CZs and the Kevlar, a couple of nades. Now Envy, this time, right off the bat, everybody survives that pistol. Everybody gets a piece of the action. They all have the money to go for whatever they want here in the follow-up round, and that just leaves NAVi stumped. Although, as I say that, they get the bomb plant, but that doesn't stop NAVi from actually investing in this round, and it's full deagles. Yeah, 5 deagles across the board here for NAVi. Are Envy about to just walk into a freight train?
Quadruple deag coming at Envy. They're no strangers to the deagle. Fire in the hole. One of those things that I always worry about. He's sort of recommitting to the fight, and all you have to do is peek out once, and you're going to get your face blown out. It might not be good. They have to get on and get the bomb down there. Apex taking a fight, and Zeus instantly gets Zeus Guardian are very low on health. Here's another shot from Edward, taking down Kiyoshima, and Envy are giving it to them. They are taking these fights rather than waiting for them to get close to the site, using their grenades against them. They're sort of relying on just the aim skill here. Kenny must have been noticed as well.
And they have, exactly, there we go. Kenny managed to pick up one, but they do have the utility, Envy, so they need to stop taking these straight up fights. Happy's gonna pick up Zeus as he goes through, and then Kenny gets the drop on Edward. Nice shot there. That leaves Flamey and Steve the last two alive here for NAVi, and a spray fight there for Steve. Double kill for Steve! And Kenny, he's the last man alive! He's turned it into a 1v1, but with 7 HP left here on Steve, he's upgraded to the rifle. He chucks out an HE, hoping to get something done. But with 35 seconds left here, the only issue is that the man alive, Kenny, he's got the bomb. So Seized, he's hoping for Kenny to make a mistake to try and go and push, but Kenny, all he has to do is sit here and wait for Seized's hand.
I almost wish that Cease would actually use the Deagle instead, because I don't see him winning a spray fight with Kenny right now. One bullet from Kenny comes jumping around the corner. Nice job here from the Frenchman, and someone that we're looking for to go huge. That's a quad kill on the round, barely saving it. NAVi did make it super expensive here, and they could actually afford an AK, but they were going to do it. All right, it's grand finals time. They're not going to save anything. They go for double AK and then buy up on everybody else. And that's just a sign, a recognition of how much damage they did in that last round.
Yeah, it's that no fear moment. All right, we know it's a 1v1. You guys don't have much money. Kenny was 7-0-0, by the way, at the end of that second round. He's got the money for an AWP. So this might actually catch NAVi off guard a little bit here. NAVi, though, going for their default. 2-1-2. This time, though, Apex not waiting around. He picks off Edward immediately. Doesn't have to get out of there as well. 2 players have been spotted over at Alley as well, so now really, Envy, they got that first pick. Now they can fall back onto the sites and really force NAVi's hand.
It's the reverse James Bond for Agent Kenny. Kill everybody. Edward is going to be the first man down here. It's a bit of a shame there. Also, no armor on Sue, so if he runs into a rifle, it's going to be a little bit less comfortable for him. The aim punch and also just the straight headshots going to be a little bit more damaging. Kenny got to be careful. He's moving close, and he's got a little bit of backup on the other side in Kiyoshima, who only has a pistol. And he looking for the goes down to Flamey, and so does Kiyoshima, and a great return of the round here for NAVi.
That was very frustrating. That was very awkward, actually. Kenny, just that timing, goes for the double. Gotta get spotted out by Happy. Bit of a sloppy spray there, but Happy gets the job done regardless. And we're into a 3-on-3. Bit of a backstab possible, but MBK still on that B site, holding it down. So no joy for Zeus. Return kill, though, from Flamey. And now we're into a 2-on-2. And NAVi are going to start trying to press up onto that bomb train. Envy should have an idea of what's going on. Yeah, exactly. They're trying to change up the position now. They're wrapping back through CT, trying to get those long lines to make use of the rifles that they picked up.
And it's the deadly combo. That's that Flamey and Guardian. So I wouldn't count them out just yet, even if they have a little bit left to work. Flamey in the corner. That grenade gave him away, and MBK knew exactly where it was coming from. He's got the double. He's going to get the triple as well. And Envy are going to win the round one more time. But again, NAVi, they take out 3 members. They put the bomb down as well. I'd be surprised if they don't just buy one more time here.
Very well done. Yeah, they're going to try and keep the pressure up here now. This is an issue, though, because when NAVi get into this kind of strategy, they're denying Guardian the AWP. They need to win a round and steal an AWP off of Kenny, basically, because otherwise, look at this. The money for them, they're barely cracking $4,000 right now, so that op, it's not going to be there for Guardian. Yes, he can do, incredible things with the AK, but it's with the op that he dominates. It's with the op that he really gets to shine. So Kenny, NBK managed to save his AWP in the last round, so he'll be well equipped. Guardian, though, still on an AK.
Man, that one flashbang there that Flamey put out, that just let MBK know exactly what was going on. There's 4 AKs and 1 Tech 9, a single smoke, I think maybe getting into that B bomb side. If they put it down sidewalk, just like they did the pistol round, they can certainly get down and put the bomb down, and especially with the setup that's here right now, just MBK holding. You line up for him, and he's going to get one. Very nearly a double. Molotov goes out as well there, and Sue's nearly burning to death. Got 11 health up on the ladder to try and escape the fire, but there's no escaping this. Zeus is going to be going down as well here. NBK with the shot and seized.
I'm surprised. Kenny must have missed the shot there. He's capable of doing this. He takes out Apex as well. He decides to challenge on his own. No reason like possible for his teammates. Attempted mid-shot spray there by Seized. But it's the 1-on-3 trying to bait them out into the open. Takes the fight with Kiyoshima. But both Kenny and Kiyoshima were in position that time to face him at the same time and get the kill. So no joy. Again, just so close for NAVi. They keep getting so close, Anders. But no bomb plant, so they don't have enough money, it seems, to go for the rifles, or they're finally deciding, okay, the force hasn't been working for us, we've given them 4 rounds, now let's take it easy, and let's finally take that step towards getting Guardian that AWP.
And again, because we always have new viewers, which we very much welcome here, just to catch everybody up. If you put the bomb down, even if you lose the round, you're going to get an $800 bonus for each member of the team. So that's what now you're looking for. Without the $800 bonus, it puts them just shy of actual rifle buy. They kind of even it out with Tech 9's and armor here, so this isn't like a full commitment. They're just trying to see if they can get a little bit more out of it, and I mean, that money is going to stack up over time. So even if they can't win this round, which they can, but even if they just get the bomb down, they will still have accomplished something. And look at Envyus, he's got no grenades on the bomb site.
Yeah, they're going for an old style strat now. They're just going to go down onto the B site and get the bomb planted. That's the whole point here, to get that bonus money. Navi drops the bomb carrier, though. Already doing damage. NBK on the bomb train is going to pick off Edward. This is starting to get a little hairy here for Navi. They succeed in getting the bomb plant, though. So as far as they're concerned, this round, it's perfect for them. Now if they can just make it a little bit more expensive for Envy, they'll consider this a decent spot here. Nice shot there onto Kiyoshima, point blank, and it's going to be Flamey who's got an AK to play with now. AK trying to tap that bomb, force him out into the open. Flamey takes Happy, but still, 2 players survive for Envy at the end of the round.
Almost a bit scary at the end, I thought. Flamey being alive back there. They saved both the AWP, so sort of a free out for them there. And that is going to be now an even bigger lead here for Envyus. They're 5-0. And here's that AWP that you were requesting earlier, Semler. And you're right, because of the earlier force-up, it's taken them 5 rounds to actually be able to buy it.
He's 0-1-5 right now, Guardian. Yeah, after the performance that we saw earlier versus NIP, he needs this AWP. He needs to start feeling some confidence here so that he can start carrying Navi through. His own words, you know, I am capable, or I feel I can do it. I mean, this guy sees himself as the core of Navi, the man to get the job done. And now, well, he's equipped for it. And again, slow, steady pace here set from Navi. Now that they have the full buy, they go for a default. 2 players looking towards the brown halls and B site. That's where Guardian's taking up shop. 1 man holding A main, and then 2 guys holding over by Ivy. So they're well spread out to see if Envy are going to try and push and be aggressive on the defense.
And the way the setup is here for the Envy side, it's not exactly easy for Guardian to find an opening. There's nobody pushing aggressively on the B side, which you can see sometimes. NBK's playing alone, so it would be insanity for him to try and push alone. Over at the A site might be an opening, but look at how far back they are. Guardian has to they have to find a way to lure them out before Guardian can do this. They are setting up for the wall of smokes here towards the A bomb site, and looks like they're going to try for a 3-way split into the A site and see if that's going to pay off for them as well. They can probably get the bomb down here, but can they actually hold the site up? I think that's their main challenge.
Yeah, Kiyoshima sees those smokes coming. He's been spotted by Edward. Flamey is here to support, and there it is. 2 shots go off from Kyo. He doesn't manage to pick anything up, though. Zeus takes out Apex in the meantime, however. And Kiyoshima might get shot by Edward. There it is. Headshot from Edward with the spray, but he spots Kenny up high. So Kenny loses the element of surprise. He's just changing up the spot, but then Happy! What did he do? He just impaled Zeus with this AWP. Kenny stops the man, and it's going to be a 1v2 now. Guardian, he has the AWP. He only has 10 seconds, though. Not enough time for him to win this round, either by bomb plant or by kills. He decides to back off and hold on to the all-valuable AWP.
Great position from Kenny up there in that sniper nest there. Very, very impressive. I kind of like the trick that Kiyoshima was going for as well. He's on the ladder, and because if you're on the ladder and you click jump, you get shot a little bit back. You get a little bit more speed going backwards. So I think he was actually sort of almost a little bit jack in the box there, just trying to see if he can get out there from the ladder really quick.
And this was all due to Kiyoshima spotting that nade coming in so early on. Spotting that nade, that execute allowed for Kenny to get up into sniper, which is one of the best spots to counter that very execute onto the A site. So Kenny gets his 1 kill, changes it up, and that buys us the time for everybody else from Navi to get into the fray, get into the fight. So Navi, they do have, thanks to the loss bonus, the money scales every round they lose in a row. They have another full buy here. They have full rifles, good nade count, and again, Guardian managed to save that AWP in the last round. So Navi, they have the chance, but this is just the reverse of what happened to them earlier versus NIP, right? It was 7-0 for Navi. We're looking at 6-0 for Envy, and Kenny finds Guardian. No cheeky plays this time, Guardian.
Yeah, they try to see if they can get the boost on over. I mean, this is more like we were expecting, or normally would be expecting, Train to play out between 2 big teams. It is the terrorist or CT-sided map. Terrorist side is usually struggling a bit more. Space for people picking up the ult and seeing if he can make that. He did actually have it at the end of Dust 2 as well. They went for a double ult with Seized being one of them. So I'm a little bit interested to see if this is going to work out. That does equalize it back to a 4 versus 4 here. Still playing alone on this bomb site is NBK. I feel like they're putting a lot of pressure on NBK, even though he's done well so far. This could definitely break at some point,
especially when Edward is very close to that lower ramp. Edward doesn't want to show himself exactly. He's waiting to see if NBK is going to try and peek to get info, peek and see if anybody's lurking up in the brown halls. But it's going to be the setup now for NAVi. Shot rings out from Happy. He misses the first one and Steez is in position to take the second shot. NVK's been spotted. The game is up. He takes the shot on Edward. Gets the double kill. He does his work. And now it's going to be down to the remaining two players, Kenny and Apex. And Apex gets caught with the backstab, but Kenny headshots Steez in the meantime. And with 10 seconds left, it all comes down to Zeus to get the bomb plant. And it's not going to happen. Kenny is there to deny him. 7-0. Envyus. We were doubting them a little bit, Anders, coming into this series. They usually have a slow start in a best of 3. That is not the case in the grand finals.
No, they must have been out backstage doing push-ups and everything else to get ready for this one. 7-0. And I mean, I think they actually mentally tricked themselves there, NAVi. They checked, this is exciting. Edward checks it by shooting through the wood panels there. And because there's no initial reaction, I think NBK delays the reaction by like half a second. And Edward thinks, oh, he's not going to be there. And he move on. And then he actually comes out with a double kill. So NAVi inadvertently put a trap up for themselves. And now it's now starting to get a little bit tricky here. Grenade rains on in and does significant damage. And Kenny's playing close to the smoke here with the AWP. There's 3 people behind. Gonna probably be a spot flash to smoke goes up. And now Kenny should know, but he doesn't care. Takes down Flamey, retreats back to the next corner. And he's got Kiyoshima here with a rifle close by to help him out as well. Not a good start for NAVi, but they do get the kill on Kiyo, and the bomb is on the other side of the map still.
He's having a bit of a rough time, Kiyoshima. But still, NBK's waiting over on that B site. It's going to be a very quick rotation from NBK. It's going to be the B play. Apex gets taken out, and Zeus finds NBK. That's the B site wide open. And now this is a situation that NAVi, they should not be able to lose. They have a 2-man advantage. They have control of the B site, and they actually have the remaining defensive players sandwiched in. Because already you have seized on the hunt through CT. He might actually catch out Kenny, who's waiting in the back lines.
I don't at all mind using the term unwinnable, because if they made it out of this round somehow, that would be some legendary stuff here. Kenny's gonna go down, and Happy in a 1 versus 3. Still a lot to be accomplished in a round like this. The more kills for NAVi later on in the game here, but they do survive with 3 members, which is a pretty good job from the terrorist side. 7-1 is going to be the scoreline. That seems to be a thing, isn't it? That's what happened in it twice, wasn't it? They were 7 rounds down before they finally picked up a round, so maybe there's some sort of, lingering magic going on there.
And look at how close it's been this entire time, right? It's always been 1v1s, 2v2s. Envy have never had the chance to build an economy. And so now they're in a situation where they actually go for a bit of a half-buy. They just go for some pistols, but no rifles, no nades. This is a great opportunity now for NAVi to wrest control of the momentum away from Envy, to start really building up some momentum here. And Guardian, waiting to see if NBK is actually going to take that risk.
He's not got the deagle, so he probably really wants them to get closer, because that P250, once you round the corner, it's a one-shot headshot, even with the armor. If you're a little bit further away, it's not. And the 5.7 has even further range than the P250. Zeus going to be here. Is he going to be crouching in or just straight peeking? And he sees the shoulder, and NBK keeps up his position. Zeus should be able to whip it. He gets around that corner. Gets caught by Steez, though. Great timing. Happy still lurking on that bomb site. Ready with eagle in hand. And oh, Edward! How do you stay alive in a position like that? Practically had that gun in his face, and now it's going to be 5-0.
In his ear. He had no idea. Happy, that is the kill that actually Happy is really going to be taking about. He knows that he could have done better. Kiyoshima will take out Edward. So at least 1 kill dealt here to NAVi. Envy, again, NAVi don't have much of an economy either, so they really want to make this as expensive as possible, which is why you see Apex and Kiyoshima trying to hang around on the outskirts of the bomb site, see if they can catch somebody lurking around here like Zeus, maybe get a gun if they're lucky, but more importantly, make sure that NAVi have to spend money in the next round. They want to maintain, Envy's game plan on any map is always, well, a desire to maintain the money low on their opponents. They want to make sure that Guardian can't afford to buy those AWPs.
Keep them on right at the edge of an eco. That's the plan. Well,
now we hear the
that pyro work down there is amazing. Now look, if you were just tuning in here and you see that it's a 7-2 scoreline, you might be thinking, wow, okay, Envy are just stomping all over now. But the fact is, apart from the pistol round where every single member of Envy survived, they haven't had a single round where more than 2 have survived. It's been down to 1-on-1 or 1-on-2 every single round since then. So it shows you that NAVi are very close. Now they finally made a breakthrough, and they're actually forcing Envy to equal here at 7-3. I think if they build their way up to around 6 rounds on the first half here, then we could have a very competitive first map on our hands.
Absolutely. Bit of the NAVi chain going as well here.
Right then, yeah, keep it up.
But NAVi are famous for the ability to grind rounds as well. Even if things are going against them, it's not an easy ride. They still are. NBK again attempting to pull a fast one here on Zeus. He does get the headshot, down to 2 HP for Zeus, so cutting it a bit close. Happy this time has changed up his position. Guardian, though, it seems like Guardian has an idea that somebody's holding close. Check. Yes, he does. No joy for Happy again.
And, I mean, because it's pretty much the same setup, except the Happy in a slightly different position, it kind of makes sense for NAVi to call for a check on all the trains and say, make sure Happy's not looking. That's going to be going down, and Edward will pick up Kiyoshima. So pretty good job on NAVi this time. Everyone almost chiming in. Guardian not finding anyone with the AWP, but that's going to make it 7-3. Now Envy can buy, and it's not the most impressive buy, but they do have a double AWP. They don't have a kit picked up currently. Is there going to be anyone? Kiyoshima has the money, I think. They should get a defuse kit on someone, I reckon.
Actually, yeah, Kiyoshima does look like he has the money. He's going to hold on to $850 when he's done for a kit. Interesting. Interesting decision. At least they have good nades, though. Double op as well.
Smoke!
One important thing here is that NAVi now have, thanks to these 3 rounds, they actually have the money to go ahead and rebuy in the next round if they were to lose this one. So the easy times are over for Envy. Now it comes down to making sure that they're working together and once again get NAVi in the lead. So we'll see if that's possible. A little bit of a forward flash there, missed on the timing.
If I've learned anything about Counter-Strike Armor, it's definitely that kit's going to be something that they're going to need later on. Isn't that always the case? The one round where you don't get it, it suddenly becomes a crucial tool. It really is important. Half the defuse time, and that could be very, very crucial when you're trying to do a retake. So hopefully it won't come back to bite Envy here.
No surprise to see NAVi gathering up outside of B as well. So far, I mean, beginning of this half, they kept going on to A site. It really wasn't working out for them. Now they've had success on the B side, so NAVi are just going to say, we're going to keep going B until you teach us to do otherwise. And then we can start trying to change up the game. But all 5 players now gathered up for NAVi outside of B. But this time there's a bit of a different setup. Envy, they have the 2 players holding a bit more passively on the site, but they're there on the site already. It isn't Happy having to rotate in, waste time rotating the connector. And then Apex is going to be able to get here very quickly. Happy missing the first shot, though, isn't going to help things here. And NAVi should be able to get the bomb plant, although as I say that Happy, he's not flaming.
Guardian with a good refrag. Edward going down. Guardian getting a blind shot through on Apex. That's a huge kill. And that's going to be back into a 3 versus 3. But look at the clock here. 15 seconds. The bomb finally going to go down soon. Dropping down MBK. And it's Kenny and Kiyoshima left. And now would be a good time. Kenny, he's going to be alone 1v3. And he's in the back lines here. He can't even really make it out onto the site. And are they going to realize where he is? It seems like they've got a bit of an idea. And he's kind of trapped and boxed in. Even going through CT spawn. You have to get by C somehow. And it might be a bit of an opportunity. Still trying to see if he can make it work. And no chance to win the round, obviously. He's a little bit paranoid at the moment. And you can't really blame him. Just coming in from one side, Sush from the other. That's going to be the round. 7-4 here for NAVi. Very good job indeed.
Yeah, and there are 3 remaining players doing the majority of the work there, but it's still, this time it's just a complete swap around. Flamey is only on 7 frags, Guardian only on 5. It's C's doing a lot of the work here for NAVi, sitting on 13 kills. But that was, I mean, the best call to make there as far as NAVi are concerned. They have all the money you guys can see here on the screen. A very good economy. So get out there, hunt for that gun. Make sure that Kenny can't do anything incredible here in this round to bring it back for Envy. Envy is going to be on pistols. And now we're actually seeing a little bit more of a fast take here from NAVi, or at least it looked like it until a good flash actually stopped them short.
We've got to point out, it's rare to see Envy ecoing as much as they are right now, and especially not winning those ecos. That's usually where they sort of derive so much of their strength from, is the fact that they get so much mileage out of these pistols. That hasn't really happened so much yet in this first map, and I mean, I say it could be right now.
NAVi have done a very good job of staying together as a unit. I think that's the main thing here. That's the usual anti-eco formation. When you're running into pistols, you want to stay together so you can refrag quickly. When Envy seems to succeed with the pistols is when you would have players like on NAVi spread out across the map. It's a single man here, it's a single man there, and all of a sudden Envy have a man advantage, and maybe they pick up a rifle as well, and that's where it starts to get really scary and get out of control. NAVi now, when they go into these kinds of takes, although right now they get out, at least up until now, they've been very good at staying together as a unit, Anders.
Seized. Flamey getting an opening down on Ivy there. Really good cross that they had going on. Just vandalized the map there. Shooting out those windows allows you to get that smoke. That's actually to the right of Seized right now. So it gives them an opportunity to get out halfway across the map from each other. They're still helping each other out really well with long-range smokes there. So pretty nice defense, or pretty nice attack coming out from NAVi. It's going to be down to Happy in a 1 versus 4. He does get a headshot on Seized, but what else could he do?
Flamey can't really challenge. He's only got 8 HP. But now they know where Happy's playing from as well. You can see bomb gets planted. They immediately start hunting for this gun NAVi. They have all the money in the world. And Happy gets spotted by Edward. So no joy here for Envy. NAVi are really starting a great comeback here in this first half. And
teammates as well.
I was somewhat criticizing them for splitting up, but still, it ended up being the 2 players going together onto B, the 3 going out through Ivy, always able to just take point and step in for the refrag if anything got out of control. So NAVi, they finally found themselves here.
All right, gentlemen, this is
From a very, very poor scoreline, we're now suddenly, it was 7 rounds in a row for Envy, and now it's 5 straight for NAVi. A couple or more, and this first half could be considered a success for them. They're also starting to build up a really big bank as Flamey opens up and takes down Kenny, who's the top fragger right now on the Envy team. This is now actually starting to become a bit of a matchup for Envy. What's going on?
It seems like they wanted to try and push. Yeah, exactly. Kenny was very close, trying to get aggressive, maybe pull a fast one on NAVi.
smoke.
They know that NAVi like to send players over to Ivy. That's their default play for NAVi, so it looks like Kenny wanted to punish that. But with 2 players there, you have to your backup man to be there and to save you. And between Apex and Kiyoshima, they weren't able to accomplish that. They weren't able to keep Kenny alive. So now life gets a little bit difficult here for Envy, considering they are now down a man going into the defense. And NAVi, again, they're clearing out brown halls. They're getting all the map control right now to set up for the players they want to go for.
I mean, with that bomb still in the middle by Prop Dog, it could be almost anything at this point. But the fact that there's a guy in T-spawn and one out by Ivy, now they were seeing the guy T-spawn out, which makes it a little bit more likely that it could be a B push. But until that point, they could have tried to split A still. You got to wonder, Cease might be making a little bit of noise here. He's probably going to go back up the line. Ivy, that's a big kill there. Apex getting down, but still, over at that B bomb site, they've got 2 people stacked on here. Let's see if Envy can hold on just 20 seconds, and they make their call to her back. Starix is in full effect right here.
Kiyoshima is the point man here. He has to stay alive at all costs over at Ali. They're starting to rotate back in, but of course, there's on alert. NBK peeks out, gets picked off by Seized immediately. 7 seconds left, they will get the bomb down. Kiyoshima gone. Now there's the threat of the backstab gone, and now it's going to just be Happy with the AWP backing off, trying to hold it once again. But of course, NAVi aren't going to let that happen. He's already out and hunting. Happy missing the shot is not going to help. And well, that just fell apart. I'm really surprised at how quickly NBK decided to peek in there.
Well, Happy again ends up dropping the AWP as well, and nothing has been saved here for Envy and NAVi. Jumping up to now 6 rounds in a row, almost equalizing the score, and Envy, they're going to have to force up this round. They realize we can't give up any more rounds. The MVP of that last round, in spite of Cease getting the triple kill, it probably has to be considered Starix. That was a nuts call. If they push into the B-bomb site, they run into 2 people. I think it was Happy and MBK holding on there. Probably would have been crushed, or at least would have made it possible for Kiyoshima to rotate in. Would have been a really tough round, but instead, they walked right in and put the bomb down. Great job on Starix.
And NAVi just had to keep going for it, Envy.
Smoke.
They're assuming that NAVi are going to default again. They're putting a guy over an alley. They actually went fairly aggressive over there. NAVi are holding very far back. Guardian over here in A main. The AWP misses the shot. It's a little bit of a missed opportunity there, unfortunately, for NAVi to get that start. Kenny, though, he is going to push aggro. There's a flash. Takes the peek. Doesn't kill Seized. Instead, he's going to take a bullet to the face. He's got to be careful. Kenny doesn't want to overextend. He goes too far, and Flamey's there to punish him. Kiyoshima's going to get naded down as well, but then just in time, he gets the kill to save himself.
That golden grenade from Flamey almost took out Cease. That would have been a complete catastrophe, but instead, he's having a fight with MBK, and he stays alive. And MBK hasn't got that many kills in this bomb site, but he keeps being very consistent with the defense. Apex is going to go down to Edwards, and now it's going to be a 3-on-3. Still 40 seconds left. They made their way out. There's a knife out from Edward. He sprays down 2, and Edward now going to have to do this all on his own in a 1v2. 30 seconds. They know exactly where he is. He's going to go straight for the bomb plant just before Happy rounds the corner. Almost no way out. Jump how is he still alive? Finally goes down, and that is going to be the round for Envy. Finally, 8-6 here.
That is some bravery from Happy as well. To go for the repeak, I mean, it's brave. It's also a little bit insane, especially when you have a teammate alive to go for the backstab. So, I mean, if Happy goes down there, then it's a 1v1, and odds are Edward can win that. So sometimes you just have to go for the big plays. This time, Happy makes it work for his team. 8-6 to score. A full buy coming in from Envy, especially because they were able to recover an AWP. NAVi have all the money. So here, on the last round of the first half, both of these teams are going to be very well equipped. Envy really do need the space to work with. This is NAVi's pick. And so they should be a confident team on that CT side as well. If Envy can finish this 9-6, then they'll be in a good situation going into the second half on their team.
Fire in the hole, flashbang.
What is this? 15th round. Edward goes for the sniper, which is not a very used weapon. Guardian trying to get that wall bang shot through it again. If you do it twice in one tournament, Guardian, I mean, we're going to have to recheck all your stuff and maybe report you to some sort of authority. That would be bordering on insane, wouldn't it? I mean, it was already too much the first time.
What's insane to me is the double
Throwing
op
smoke.
auto sniper on T side. What is this? If it gets into a melee, NAVi are going to be very hard pressed
Throwing
to stay
fire.
alive.
Grenade out.
But again, NAVi, this is just a characteristic of them. They don't really go for rushes. They don't go for the aggro. Especially with this kind of setup, it's just going to be slow pace and hope that Envy make the mistake. And this time, Envy, they choose not to go aggressive in alley. They're just holding from the bomb sites. There is a little bit of a forward push from Apex right outside of
Flashbang.
Top Dog.
Over your flashbang.
And
Smoke.
Kenny, despite the fact that Seized was already so
Incendiary out.
Yeah, you would think he had the advantage, but not against
Throwing
Kenny. It's
flashbang.
going to be Edward going down next, and that leaves them in a 3 versus 5.
Laying
with
down
only
smoke.
30 seconds left. This is going to be almost impossible here for the terrorist side team. I think 6 rounds is enough for NAVi, but a 7th definitely would be very valuable. Still 2 people stacked in that B bomb site, 3
Deploying
out and 8. Side Zeus looking to Apex says no. The Guardian now back behind this bomb in the train. He gets one on Kenny. That goes down. Nice quad kill from Apex to seal the deal in the first half. 9-6 overall. I would say a very even scoreline.
And that's great positioning from Happy. We saw how close he was to lower ramp on the B site. He could hear movement over in the pop dog area, and that's enough to tell his teammates, don't move, hold passive, wait. We haven't got anything going over on B site yet. I haven't heard a damn thing over here, just stay in position. And so Envy were ready to accept NAVi on that A site. Still, NAVi, they don't look too frustrated on their side, judging by the player reactions. They're just going to be talking, trying to figure out how they can win this pistol, because if they can win the pistol on the CT side, I mean, the following 3 rounds, that'll put them neck and neck.
This is the sort of game, I think, where probably Envy are going to be maybe a little bit more frustrated, even though they got 9 rounds, which is completely acceptable. But it's just the fact that they won 7 in a row and then finished off with a 2-round streak, right? So it's very weird. They probably wish they could have. Look at those excited NAVi fans. I love the fact that people are really cheering. There's a lot of Envy signs out there. Well, I've seen, and we've got the whole green room down in the middle there, but a lot of the teams, as you can tell, and managers are hanging out and watching this show here. Kenny, he did end up top fragging for his team with 15 kills. It was Seized on the other team with 17, though, actually.
Seized and Flamey. Flamey leading up. I mean, a little bit of a slower start for Flamey and Zeus. 10, 11 frags. And then we see Guardian actually bringing up the rear with 7. But let's not forget that Guardian, it wasn't until like the 7th, 8th round they'd actually got his AWP. Up until that point, I think he was 0-5. So, I mean, 0-5, 0-6. So he had a little bit of a slower start. Now we have to see him really step up on that CT side. If NAVi can win that pistol, that's where things get dire for Envy, because Guardian will have the AWP right from the beginning.
20 seconds left, and we're going to be going into the second half here. Still the first map. If you are indeed just joining us here, then it's just in time for the grand finals at this CSGO major DreamHack Open Cluj-Napoca. And it's NAVi versus Envy, of course. And right now, it feels like a very even matchup, in spite of what looked like a complete stomping by Envy in the first 7 rounds. I mean, NAVi, they brought it right back, and whoever wins this pistol is going to be in a good position to make a full comeback and actually win the map.
Now, we were actually having a bit of a clip there from Apex, from the second man.
We do this and get back in time for
a lot about going into this match is the fact that he needs to be on point, and he's only sitting on 8 frags right now. He had a really slow start, really slow first half for Apex, so we need to see him wake up now. He is the entry fragger, which means that he's going to be the first man onto the site for Envy, along with NBK. They work as a pair, as a duo in general. So we really need to see Apex get that strong start here for Envy. If they can win the pistol round, they can just run away with this game, because then Guardian will just, it'll be so long before Guardian can afford to get that AWP.
And I am curious about this, because there is a smoke and a Molotov on NBK. Usually if you buy a Molotov in a pistol round, it means you have some very specific purpose. Versus Pro earlier in the tournament showed that they throw a Molotov that lands at the back of the bomb trainer here by B, very close to where Flamey's standing, but a little bit more to the right, a little bit further up. So I'm wondering if they have like a specialized plan for that particular Molotov. We can tell no one's holding there, but it's a position less they have to check. They can divide their focus elsewhere on the bomb sites. It's still a valuable tool, even if no one is occupying that position. And yeah, NBK, it looks like he's going to maybe try and do it. Flashing He's going to get the headshot on Kiyoshima. It's a good start here for NAVi. They have got the kit on Flamey and 1 smoke left, but that Molotov is going to buy a lot of time at the end. If the fire is on the bomb, then you can't really defuse. 4 versus 5. I think NBK has got some cool things in mind for NAVi.
Yeah, they're really counting on it. They're counting on the teammates here on the site itself to stay alive. If it gets flanked by Seized, that's not going to help things. Smoke goes down, blocking off lower. NBK is on top. He's going to be forced out into the open to challenge. Guardian takes out Kenny, and Happy gets caught as well. The backstab falls apart, and just like for Envy on their CT side, NAVi will have the perfect pistol round. All 5 players staying alive. An excellent retake of the inner sight.
Smoke on the bomb. NAVi saw that Molotov coming and just completely extinguished it. That's beautiful play. Again, just to point this out, Starix has actually been working out of his mind. So he saw that coming. He knew there was going to be that Molotov in play. Otherwise, MBK alone up there could have still done a lot of damage. So very, very impressive. Just saving that one smoke for the alpha part position. That's real anti-stratting.
And well, true to Envy, they go for the force fire. They get the bomb plant. They don't wait around. They aren't going to save to get AKs. This will hurt Kenny somewhat because it's going to limit it when he actually gets his AWP. But this is all Envy, pure Envy. They've got the Tech 9s. They've got a good nade count. They've got the Kevlar as well, so they can afford to take a couple shots. NAVi, though, they know this. They've gone for 4 rifles. They're like, we know exactly what you're going to do, Envy. We're going to give ourselves the best odds of stopping you cold. And you can see this as well from Flamey's passive position. He's not holding up close on the B site. He's holding pretty far back behind the bomb train so that he can really make use of that FAMAS when the push comes.
They have 2 Molotovs this time, a couple of smokes to go on out, and they're ready for another bomb plant here if they can make it work.
Incendiary!
Looks like NAVi and try and just fall back into defensive. Taking a retake rather than losing a lot of players here. I think that's actually a very reasonable position to take. Sees and Flamey opening up, and it's looking good here for NAVi.
This is looking identical to the pistol round. Identical. I mean, happy the flank does not work for him. MBK, last man alive here on upper, and he gets nailed by Seized. Not a single kill so far at the beginning of the second half for Envy. They aren't going to be getting much money. I mean, they're getting bomb plants, but they're not getting kill money, which is basically, I mean, if they're getting it with the pistols or the rifles, $300 extra per kill. So very low economy here, game kind of going in for Envy.
So just to point out, a lot of teams are tempted in a round like the one that NAVi just played because they have superior firepower. They'll try and go for this fights early on. They think, well, they just have pistols. Maybe they don't have armor. Let's just go for it. That's exactly what Envy wanted. I love the fact that NAVi fall back and say, fine, you get your $80 bonus for the bomb plant. We'll let you have it, but we will win the round and we won't lose anybody. But even if they lose 1 or 2 people, it's better than how most teams fare against Envy, which is actually losing the whole round because of a couple of bad engagements early on. NAVi taking none.
Very true, and that's kind of speaks to how Envy were playing it. They were much closer rounds at the beginning for Envy than what we're seeing here for NAVi. So we're seeing why NAVi picked this map. Their T side, they did fairly well on. They got enough rounds, but their CT side so far looking very good for them. And they're really going to start building up that money. So Envy are going to be feeling the heat in the next round where they can afford to buy the rifles. They didn't go for a straight D-execute this time around Envy as well. They're spread out across the map, hoping to be able to make use of these deagles, hoping that somebody on NAVi is going to make the mistake of peeking, giving them a potential headshot. Those deagles, they have definitely proven themselves this tournament, and even before this tournament, I think most people have begun to realize really like it up in the sniper's nest here. Guardian seems to be dodging a lot of bullets through the smoke. Trapped in the corner, and they might try and see if they can. One, the UMP is in full effect. He's going to go for it here. Out of bullets. Does have a pistol. He's very low on health. Somehow, he's still allowed to get the kill on Zeus, but Guardian saves the FAMAS, and it's not really a big deal. Zeus a little too focused there. Guardian realized when he ran out of bullets. Zeus was like, I got this, guys, and runs in 2 shots. Oh, oops. So that turned into well, there's the first frag. First kill for Envy. Thanks, Zeus. Donated. Exactly right. And Kenny gets the ult a little bit earlier on the terrorist side than NAVi did on his terrorist side, or Guardian did on his terrorist side. So just to point that out, but he does have one on the CT side. Now the score is tied at 9-9, and we're going to be moving into the 19th round here. Who's going to open up? Kenny is ready, but Guardian is now actually taking over that position. Now it's Guardian who has the advantage. They're also going to be using Guardian to hold alley, it looks like. So MPK has to be very careful with his timing if he decides to go for the peak.
Throwing smoke.
They're boosted up to look over the smoke, I think, or at least Kenny and yeah, they were actually standing on top of each other. What? Guardian takes down Zeus. Oh no! That's a huge misstep. Didn't realize that his teammate was down there. And maybe just a bit nervous. Oh, the misplay. Here's the problem. If they win this round, it'll be fine. Zeus will laugh about it and they'll move on. If they lose tonight because of it, then that's gonna grind them. That's something they can't forget.
And Zeus is not known for.
Did Kenny just shoot someone in the back as well? What's going on?
I have no idea at this point, guys. This is the tension. I mean, you're in the grand finals of the majors, Anders. Both of these teams are so desperate to win this. You can feel just how difficult it is. But now Flamey on the B side, holding up close. Excellent anti-flash. He slows down the entire push. Picks up NVK. Picks up a second kill. Could get a third as well. He had it. He actually goes for it. Flamey with the triple. Stays alive. And even sacrificing the god Zeus. They get the job done, Navi. What a play from Flamey, holding the line. The flash, I mean, perfectly timed flash to stop the push, and then getting the headshots after it. Flamey, he's maintaining that level that we saw earlier today in the semifinal.
Oh, the Caesar walk right in.
He actually thinks that, yeah. But he thought he would have seen the FAMAS Guardian.
Well, so this triple from Flamey is already a huge impact round. It ends up got a team kill in beforehand. Flamey just completely saved them there. That's absolutely magnificent. Now it's going to be 10-9 and a round lead here for NAVi.
Deploying flashbang.
Well, now, whoa, there we go. Headshot from him, but then C's returns for two of his own. He's got the extender as well to try and deny that bomb plant. Kenny down to half HP. It's Posty, and he just barely makes it out before C's uses a bullet to get the job done in the end. Still a single kill here for Envy. They would like to get one more if possible, but it's going to be down to Flame to Happy. He gets the backstab, but then does not get the kill. And so in the end, it will be NAVi. Great recovery. I mean, we already see a huge difference here in just how close these rounds are. NAVi never really looked like they're under pressure.
And this man here on the camera sees the Russian player 27 kills in 20 rounds against a team like Envy. That is completely ballistic. I have no idea how he's doing it right now. This is a beautiful opening. And actually, normally this is what I wouldn't like to see, is C's actually going for the fight against those Deagles because it's so dangerous, but he just made it work. Now we see a bit of a timeout from NAVi.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about. NAVi calling for a pause?
We're going to get a call in a second to see if it's actually a tactical timeout. Maybe they're saying Envy must be feeling a little bit low right now. Let's just give them a moment to think about how much we're beating them. And
just soak it in?
Yeah. Let them linger a bit.
At the same time, you would want to try and keep the pace up. If you have the control, if you have the momentum right now, the pressure is on Envy.
Let's go earn our pay.
NAVi wouldn't have given that pause, and that's why it's not a tactical pause. It must have been just something like, oh, my keyboard stopped working for a second, because you don't want to slow down the pace for Envy, allow them to get that breath. You want to make sure that they're choking to death right now. So let's see. NAVi, I mean, full buy on both teams. Wow. Kenny once again taking that double nade to the face. They're doing that just to counter him as well, Anders. They did that the last time we had a buy round as well. Kenny was up and boom, nade to the face. That's not really helping things.
Throwing a flashbang.
I'm gonna maybe over time and slowly put him on tilt.
Incendiary.
That annoying.
Incendiary out.
He does reply with a headshot on Zeus, and that's about as good as he could possibly get. Edward playing close to Pop Dog here, and the smoke goes up to help him out. Now he just has to cover the main entrance. Plenty of time still, but look how aggressive Flamey is being over on the other side.
Oh man, Edward. He actually goes for it. That was... I understand you have to take a risk, but man, that was ballsy.
Look at Flamey's position. He's been here all along, so he sees one guy jumping down. He doesn't actually get the kill there. Has to fall back, but because they're so low, they should have to be careful about how they go for him. Grenades rain in. Flamey now playing from the high ground as back out towards the bomb site. Guardian missing a shot. That could have been a double, and now they can definitely get the bomb down here. It's going to be a tough retake. They're 2 men down on the NAVi side. He's charging up here. Hasn't realized Happy's still playing right next to him. He's made enough noise that Happy should know what's going on, but somehow, and almost a little bit comically, they managed to avoid each other, and now the rest of NAVi is going to fall back and play defensively. Nice rotation from Envy. As soon as they see Flamey up there, they decide, wait a minute, let's just go back out. We've killed 2 people out on that bomb site, and a third one is here, so at most they will have 2 people stacked against the 5 that we're coming in with.
And the element of surprise has been lost for Seized. Happy spotted him just as he was about to go to the poor luck there for Seized, the fact that he doesn't actually, get to pick somebody at range, and the dragon breath goes off above those booths. It's pretty cool, actually. Every time the bomb goes off in the game, you get pyrotechnics in the stage.
Oh, look at that. Some Envy fans in the house as well. Now would be a very good time to be cheering for that team as well. They're around down, but they did pick up this one. Great call, middle of the round there. Just quickly getting a count on the NAVi players and executing behind it. Very, very close game we have in our hands. The second half has been, well, 5 rounds straight in a row for NAVi, and then a little bit back in favor of Envy here finally. They pick up a round.
The double up. Here's the change in strategy.
Flashbang.
Note that they've gone for the double up in the past, actually, so we'll see if it's effective this time.
I'm throwing a
He's going
flashbang.
for it. I mean, he's on point right now. So pretty much give him whatever gun he wants.
Grenade out.
He's nearly dropping a 30 bomb already. This might be a little
Grenade
tough
out.
for Envy to crack. They're going to have to make very good use of their utility to make these operas' lives a little bit harder. And Envy at the beginning already, again, just identical situation. Over in Pop Dog, a little bit of a spread. NBK alone
I'm
over
throwing a
Dynamite.
flashbang.
He's trying to draw the
Throwing
attention of Guardian, make sure that
Laying down
whoever's
smoke.
defending this part of the map has to be a bit wary, has to worry about the backstab that could come in later.
It's a bit scary to imagine you have a player with 27 kills with the rifle and you put him with an AWP. That is a big change up. Be interested to see if C's can actually continue on the streak with a different weapon altogether. About 40 seconds now to try and execute. It looks like it might be a B push. And Flamey's holding in that similar position that NBK was earlier. He got a double kill. Flamey's going to have to do just about as well, but Kenny is kind of low. This can actually definitely work out. C's is covering from the sidewalk as well, and they're going to make their push in. Flamey turn around for it. NBK comes to check. He was holding that position himself. Kenny takes down C's, and I'm not sure if they should even try the retake. Certainly not now. Zeus has gone down as well. And there it is.
And this time around, everything works for Envy. They don't lose a player early on as they try and rush down the ramp, which is what happened earlier on when they tried to go into that B side. They were losing Kiyoshima pretty much, I think, and Kenny. They would just get randomly headshot through that smoke. This time the op shot is missed by C's. So that's where you have to wonder, would it have been better for him to hold that position with an M4? Because then you just go full auto spray into the smoke, hope you get lucky, and at least you do some damage. If you miss that one op shot, you've actually done nothing to help your teammate who's on that side already there. And then NBK is like, you think you're going to do my own trick against me? No. Make sure that the site is open. Once again, go off in the stadium.
So, just a quick stat here as well. Envy in the first half, they won 7-1, and by the time NAVi won that one round, they instantly had to eco, because they hadn't had any more than 2 people alive for any of those 7 rounds. NAVi, on the other hand, their 5-round streak that they had in the game here, they had 4 or more alive for all of those rounds, and that's why they can still buy. This makes a huge difference. NAVi's economic management is so much better in the CT side here than Envy's ever was in their first half, and that's keeping them in the game. Otherwise, you can kind of tell that Envy's gaining some momentum here, and once NAVi eco, they will probably lose this map. I think the first time NAVi eco, they're probably going to be out of it, and Envy will take over. They've got to stop that from happening. He's got the shadow advantage. Zeus goes for a bit of a transfer, takes down Edward with a headshot, and it's a beautiful start here for Apex.
Where did that flash come from? That flash just saved Apex life. He's down to 6 HP, but he did his work. All 3 players now gathered up on the A side here for NAVi, expecting Team Envy to take the best their advantage. And it is going to be happy, just straight up taking the fight with Flamey and winning. Now Envy have all of the edge going into this. They go out onto the B site. Nobody is here for NAVi. They'll get a free bomb plant and let the hunt begin. They should be getting out onto the rest of the map. Find where the remaining members are for NAVi. You want to get this AWP off Guardian. Make it as hard for him as possible to get another one in the next round.
And they absolutely have the money, Envy. This time they have the money to go and all in on it here. NBK is going to give his life, but to find out where they are, see if the rest can come in here. Apex and Happy are kind of low on health. They do have some grenades, so I wish they would try and use them to flush out the remaining NAVi players.
And it is looking like Guardian spotted somebody at least.
If they survive with rifles, NAVi, they could probably make a full buy happen. That's very impressive for Envy, is that these rifles are key for what's coming up next. And gonna miss the shot is Kenny, and they're not gonna be able to take the rifles away, it seems. So the 9,000 on Guardian, he can drop for 2 and they can still do a full buy. This is 3 rounds in a row where NAVi have lost and can still buy.
And now we have another pause coming in from NAVi, and this time it must be a tactical pause.
Yeah.
This time they have to be figuring out what they need to do here. And does it need to be a kind of push? I mean, we saw them go aggressive this time at A main. That didn't work. So now they need to start figuring out where have we seen the most action on this map? Have we actually figured out the default for Envy? Because some things that you would try and suss out is, you know, NBK seems to be holding alone at alley. Maybe push 2 guys out there, pick him off early, bully NBK.
And I mean, actually, what's really interesting about NAVi is as passive and defensive as they are on the terrorist side, they actually can be very aggressive on their CT side. So there's almost like some sort of, you know, opposite day going on there once they get to the CT side. Something that I've seen them do in the past, which I think is a lot of fun, and I've always been a big advocate of, is actually a triple push down Ivy, where you have 2 people pushing and a 3rd guy doing the pop flash. It's a huge risk if the terrorist side goes for a quick B push, then you're going to be utterly out of position. But if there's 1 or 2 people down there,
I mean, if they pick that up, I mean, it's any kind of information, or if NBK's there alone and he spots 3 players, or he realizes 3 players are holding alley, the rest of Envy are just going to go charging in somewhere else on the map, catch NAVi out of position. So that is a risk. You need to actually just hope that it's more of a default, like a 2-1-2. You kill 2 players on Envy with that push, and you know things kind of go your way. But yeah, that position is so clever from Apex. You pointed it out. He saw C's, rather Edward's shadow as well. So you just see both shadows. Really tough area to push in for NAVi.
Well, Guardian with the AWP, we'll see if there is any kind of change up. So far, it's the very common 4-man stack here on the A-bomb side with the Flamey holding B. So very similar as to the one that Envyus are going for. I'm not seeing a big tactical change, but they are being, Guardian's being a little bit more forward than he usually would be, actually. Not holding as far back.
That's true. An Apex identical position here for him. Not going to really change up, it seems. If anybody tries to come around this corner, it's going to be the exact same thing. But now he's kind of boxed in here, so he'll need some help from his teammates to get out, or he needs to use one of his own nades.
Smoke!
Oh, Apex being spotted in main by Guardian. Is he going to realize that there is also Kenny in there with the opposing AWP? Smoke goes up, flashbang as well to buy some time. They're putting a lot of pressure on Envy, who can't just take shots out of main like they've been doing a couple of times before. We'll see if that's going to work out in favor of them. Happy lurking down by Pop Dog here. Still 45 seconds. The bomb being brought back as well. Clearly, we're looking at a B push right now, but there's 2 people defending over here, and they have a Molotov and some flashbangs as well.
This time, C's just got the M4. He's ready for this. He's got 30 bullets. They're all ready to greet Envy when they try and push down. Nice Molotov there as well to buy a little bit more time. 30 seconds left on the clock for Envy to make the play happen. They're going to start feeling the pressure. The clock forces their hands and the bullets as well. There's Flamey taking the fight with MBK. Kiyoshima trades up with C's though. That's effective. Flamey on the site. He's going to catch Kiyoshima out of position, and he actually assassinates him. It's going to be Kenny and Happy, the last 2 alive. And Happy, he's alone. He's playing his role, the lurk role. He told his teammates, go for the push, but now there really isn't anything he can do.
Awesome control by Flamey on that bomb side. He only got the 1 kill, but he managed to shoot NVK enough that he had to fall back. He goes out, he misses the spray initially. Instead of reloading, which would have given time for the terrorist players to move up, he just goes for the, as you said, almost assassination kill there. Finishes him off and goes back again and stays alive the whole time. Just a big presence from Flamey on a bomb side where he really only gets 1 kill. That's going to tie the scoreline at 12-12 and seized 1 single kill away from dropping a 30 bomb in this game.
Yeah, it's obscene. The rest of his team, they're about half that. They're even with Envy. Most of Envy floating around 15, 16, starting to get up towards 20. Nobody is really just far and away above the rest like Seized is right now on this server. So it's time to score now, 12-12. They're very close indeed. Envy have spent all their money. They're going to be full bot. And again, it's NBK, and NBK is starting to take a bit more of a passive position towards Ali as well. He's expecting some kind of change up in the defensive pattern from NAVi. If NAVi want to go for that aggressive push, NBK doesn't want to get caught right in front of him. He wants to hold a clever angle that he can fall back and try and, you know, abuse. And the rest of Envy also, they're all just waiting to see. They aren't really pushing too aggressively though. So they don't quite have control of their calls yet, for example, to set up for a B play. But Kenny getting a kill on Guardian, that'll work fine as well.
Yeah, they're going to take that. Kiyoshima opening up on Flamey. As soon as Guardian goes down, Flamey feels like we have to get some information about what's going on. So we can actually structure this defense. Unfortunately, that gets them killed, and now they're in an even worse position. He's down here with the Molotov out. Kiyoshima's pushed in, but that's just a distraction right now. He's just trying to make them buy some time for get out on the A-bomb side, and Edward goes down. Zeus is there with the AWP, but they are just barreling in. More than that, he's still trying. Kiyoshima very nearly kills 1, and Zeus and finally goes down after taking 3 of them with him. It's a 1 versus 2 with 22 seconds, and Seized is miles away.
What is state of the economy right now can't be very, very, very good for NAVi. So I'm thinking he's trying to hold on to his AK, but he doesn't even try and get close.
Well, actually, Seized is the only one without enough money, so if he does, then they can still buy. If he goes down, then they will probably still buy, but he will be a little bit
weaker.
Yeah, a little bit weaker in that round.
Incredible how much damage Zeus managed to do, though. 3 kills. That looked like it was a by Envy, and then they run right into Seized. And actually, Seized, I'm sure that he would love to try and dart up there and pick up that AWP, but he decides not to risk it. Kiyoshima block that off. He goes up with the bomb instead. But the important part, and he actually gets there just in time, Seized. That is a brilliant play. Guardian would have been short. Everybody, they wouldn't have been able to afford the op, so now Guardian gets an AWP for free. That's actually a huge play on C's part.
13-12. I mean, in the beginning, we just had
Right,
long
so
streaks
free
from either
fire
team.
zone.
Now it's getting a little bit more interesting. They are trading rounds left and right here towards the end of this first map, and there is still so much to come here in the grand
Grenade
finals.
out.
These two teams right now, they seem very
Fire in the hole,
evenly matched.
throwing a flashbang.
So it's just going to be waiting down, and Pop Dog has to be careful that those pop flashes have become very popular, and teams are very good at throwing them now. Over at the B bomb site, we've got
Throwing
Flamey
fire.
obviously holding on his own, and he's got no grenades. He cannot stop them by any time. So this setup from Envy, I'm wondering if they realized the grenades were going to
Laying
be
down
low,
smoke.
because this is the
Flashbang. Throwing
perfect
smoke.
time to play Flamey. All he can do is shoot down MBK. More are coming. Very neat drops.
Flashbang.
Kirishima. Nice
I'm
tracer
blending
work
them.
going out there, but it's going to be 3v4 right now. Apex takes down Season. Guardian with a bit of a return. Kenny going to leg one. It's 3v3. The bomb's gone down. Kenny, he misses the shot. He's going to fall back and try and play defensive.
Deploying
It seems like it.
flashbang.
They don't know that Kirishima's up close. That's why it's the gamble right now. If they can manage to pick off Kirishima, that is going to work out, but then Kenny is there. Guardian somehow catches him, though, and it's going to come down to Happy now in the 1v2, and they're expecting Happy to come by Link all the time. Happy does this every single time. Instead, Happy holding the high ground, hoping to be able to dunk a shot on Edward, and he just barely gets him at the last possible second. Happy clutches it for Envy. No time for Guardian to save it. What a play, the HE guarantee. He literally dropped it on him.
That was his insurance policy. That's what he needed. Perfect play. And Guardian, you see the raw frustration there? He was knifing the trains. He was even running back and forth. He's like, I can't believe it. We almost had it. Edwards down there. He doesn't have a kit, and that's actually what kills the round. I think he would have had the defuse if he had the kit there. Wonderful stuff. 14-12. And look at Navi. They know the pressure is on. They forced to buy here anyway, using all of the remaining back to make this work. This round has to work out, or they're going to let both train.
And this is their pick, Anders. This is the map that they just dominated NIP on. For Navi to be cutting it this close, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. So now let's see. With the 3 rifles that they can afford, 2 pistols, Edward, he was getting headshots early with the Deeg. So, I mean, he is capable of doing some damage.
I mean, now would be the time for someone like Guardian to that. Feast has already done a lot, and this time he does go down, beat the frag, and Apex is going to take out Horrendous. They probably need to save what's left. There's no chance. Envy, once they get just a little bit of traction, you can tell they just get so much speed behind it, and Guardian and Flamey, well, saving rifles, but they're also on opposite sides of the map. They can't help each other out here to try and put up some sort of defense. Guardian takes one, and well, he's rocking right into, ends up dropping to Happy. And Flamey, last man left. It's about to be a map point here for Envy. A terrific performance from the French team here on the second half. In spite of an early 5-round loss, they've now almost won 6 rounds in a row, with the exception of 1 round there that Navi picked up.
And that's the key frag of that round is Happy. Edward is playing around electric, sure, but he's not really full push. It's the fact that Happy eliminates the rifle and manages to just take that out of the equation completely right from the start. That play, it's just Envy are such an explosive team. They can, as soon as they have that first kill, this is what they're famous for. They just go crashing onto that site. They never really let you catch your breath. Some teams, you know, they'll get the pick. Navi, this was Navi's old style. They'll get the pick, and then they wait 40 seconds. They wait for you to get antsy. You're rotating around the map, trying to guess where the next hit's going to come from. Envy have a complete opposite style. They're like, we got the first kill. Go. Slam it. Don't wait. Just completely crash into the defense and overrun.
Looks like they're running to go fast as well. Apex finding one more opening. This time it's on Edward, and that's a very bad sign for Navi here. The French team is not that good. If Navi goes overtime, that's still a chance. But Seized here, he's going to get one refract, and they're very low on health on the Navi side. Guardian getting a good kill in with the scout here. It's now 3 versus 3. They need more frags, and Zeus is going to help out on MBK. It's a huge round. This is overtime in the balance for Navi. They just need this 1 round here, and Enemy's economy for the rest of this map is going to be a little bit funky. Apex and Kenny are going to be left open AK and a lot of time.
And there's Guardian, and Guardian hits the shot. The key frag of the round, and now he has an AK to play with as well. If Kenny can pull this off, he has 50 seconds, so he has time to play with. But if he can pull this off, this would be one of the most legendary tournament plays of all time. First out on Guardian, but he's not going to get the flick in time. Guardian's there to save the day. And yes, a triple kill for Guardian at the end of the round. And really, the frags, it seems, have been really top-heavy here as far as Guardian are concerned. Seized, he's slowed down a little bit, actually. He's been sitting around that 30 mark for quite some time now, so he's up at 31. I mean, it's still, you know, I can't really poo-poo, you know, a 31 frag performance, but
But at some point, we need some help. And the fact is, the Guardian, on the other hand, in the last couple of rounds, has actually really stepped it up. And he's going to need to step it up a bit more. Kenny going for the one AWP at trying to see if he can make an open. He actually expends his whole bank doing that, so it had better work this time around. Nobody pushing to give him an opening, though, which he's kind of hoping for here. Yeah, this is going to be a very tight game now. Envy, they will have essentially one more buy. Unless they can get some bomb plants in here, they're going to have another buy in them, unless they can just pull it out with a pistol, which is definitely not unlikely.
Which is exactly
There's going
to be the spring rush. Throwing grenade at all costs. And Flamey finds a headshot on Apex. He gets the second one on NVK. He could go for PSG, but it's the fadeaway shot as he gets around the train and drops the bomb at his feet. Falls apart completely for Envy. Now, what can they hope to accomplish? They're not going to get the bomb plant when there's 4 players from NAVi sitting on this site camping it.
Flashbang.
But that last shot, Andrews, that was a thing of beauty.
The focus on Flamey. He knows exactly what that bomb plan means. It probably means another buy round for Envy. Instead, it's right there next to all those terrorist corpses, and it's going to be Kenny and Happy left. There's not a lot that they could do right now. That's a very, very tight defense put up there by one man.
30 seconds, though. 30 seconds left is not enough time. Kenny has just found the one way out of this, though. Now he can go back into T-spawn and save. Happy should just kind of throw himself out there. Make sure that this AWP stays alive at all costs. That's the goal here. Even gets the rifle, so this is perfect. If they can just hold up and hold on to this stuff.
But the problem for NAVi is they can't even go hunting all that much. Leg shot there on Happy. If they get the kill, it's great, but they have almost no money. If they lose rifles now, they will be in a lot of trouble. Go for it anyway. They're really feeling it. Happy goes down. Kenny with a refract. Still a 1v2. He knows Scopes Edward. And this is very, very expensive. And I'm actually sort of wondering if it's worth it, because Envy, they have just enough to buy here. They're going to go for it. NAVi, on the other hand, those rifles they lost here could have been converted into grenades, which would have maybe been used to try and stop Envy. I'm wondering about this.
They still have 3, but Zeus has to go for a 5-7. He can't actually afford a rifle to get all of those nades. He'll get dropped by Seized, in fact. So Zeus has been given Seized rifle. Seized, this is why he's so hot right now. He's like, you know what? It's all good. Here, Zeus. I'll just go get one of my own with Envy. That's fine. It's fine.
Scavenge one. He's gonna make them pay the iron price.
Throwing a flashbang. Grenade out.
Oh, Kenny. We're gonna boost up here. Grenade in one. Not only look at that devastating grenade, but Edward, he gets shot in the face with the AWP, and now Zeus looking up on the train here, trying to see if he can get a little bit closer. That was a devastating grenade to start off the round with, and it could come back to haunt Envy later. Not fun trying to play after plants. He's got no chance to challenge at all. Zeus, the angle here is very good indeed. He knows exactly where he has to sit, not to get spotted from POC, but still be able to catch people as they come out of main.
Flashbang,
have a Molotov and so
incendiary.
And here comes the fake. Happy setting it up to look like it's going to be on that B side, but Zeus up here. Early warning, spots Apex. Could take out MVK as well. There's the final shot with the final bullet. And it's going to be down now to Kenny. They're going to point blank shot on Zeus if he wants to get past this line, because Zeus has done a fantastic job of wearing Envy out. 30 seconds left, and Kenny strikes. Kiyoshima with Seized, but then Guardian from the back line. And we're into a 2-on-2. 30 seconds left, and they should be able to get the bomb plant now. Smoke goes down to block off Flamey, and Happy, all he has to do is hold this angle now.
I'm planting the bomb.
He realizes it's too late, but Happy turns around. He's there for the clutch, and it's going to be Guardian now. 1v2 to keep his team in this to go for overtime. Headshot, and it's not going to happen. Kenny is there to lock it down. And in 30 rounds, Envy will take the first map. They will rob NAVi of their map pick.
Wow, 26 kills on Kenny, 30